appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
Capture your most precious moments with Stephen Jones Photography. Whether it's weddings, family portraits, or special events, Stephen's passion for photography brings each memory to life with stunning detail and emotion. Offering a blend of classic and contemporary styles, his work is tailored to reflect your unique story. From intimate, candid shots to bold, creative compositions, Stephen's keen eye ensures every photo feels authentic and timeless. Based locally and available for travel, Stephen Jones Photography guarantees a professional, personalized experience from start to finish. Book your session today and let your moments shine forever.
Sound familiar? Well, guess what? Sounds like you need The Last Stop Shop. The only name you need to know. The Last Stop Shop. Tulsa area's #1 mobile mechanic service. And they come to you. They get you running or stopping again. From brakes to starters, alternators, generator, RV, even welding repair. They also do mobile fleet maintenance and mobile oil changes. Like I told you, this will be the last stop you ever make. Call The Last Stop Shop. Tulsa area's #1 mobile mechanic service at 918-405-3970. That's 918-405-3970, and they'll have you back up and running in no time. Mention you heard this ad on KBOB 89.9 and receive 10% off your first service. Who you gonna call? The Last Stop Shop. Tulsa area's #1 mobile mechanic service. That number again is 918-405-3970.
KBOB 89.9 FM, World One Development, news you can use, Charles and Damali, and we are back.
We are back, and you guys know what today is. It's the first Wednesday of the month, and the first Wednesday of the month, what happens is we have our very own community police officer, Lieutenant DeLauren Sanders, in the building to give us some wise tips about what we need to be doing and what we think about. Here we go.
And now it's time for the police report. The police report on news you can use with TPD officer and Lieutenant DeLauren Sanders.
Man, I don't know why this wreck. I know it's coming.
What you're not gonna do is let that car wreck like that, right. And it's gonna actually sound like a real official car accident. Lieutenant DeLauren Sanders in the house. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing fantastic.
Real good. You know what? Today I'm gonna get right to it. I got to get right to it. Juneteenth. Your perspective. What happened? How did you feel? How did it go down? Talk to the community, man. What's Lieutenant DeLauren Sanders after 30 years? What was your thought about that situation?
Well, first thing, I was very I was sad. I was sad about it. I was disappointed that even happened out there. But you know, we've been talking about things like that before. I just don't understand what make some young men to bring stuff like that to a family event like that, you know. Right. You know, even though one of them or maybe two people may have shot the guns off, I'm pretty sure a few more was walking around with some in their backpacks too. Mm-hmm. And you know, and I don't understand why they would bring that out there, because that's not the place for that to happen at.
Right. And it makes it really difficult, you know, for people like, you know, our age group, you know, because it's like, man, we don't want to be out here with all this foolishness. We come out to just have a nice time, to, you know, listen to the music, listen to the artists, you know, and just kind of commune. And you don't want to have to do all that. And then I think about the other thing is that you don't want to like alienate folks, you know, and keep them from coming. But it's like, hey, you know, we can't have all this craziness, because if you got grandma out here and little kids out here, you can't have all of that. So is there talk at the police department about maybe doing something different with these festivals?
Well, you know, it's not just the police department. Yeah, it's a talk to what we need to do. You know, I think everybody could have done a little, you know, a little more to this festival, because we have this every year, right? And we need to, you know, treat this festival just like we treat any other festival, like we treat Mayfest, like we treat Oktoberfest,
right?
Like we need to treat that festival the same way,
right?
You know, and And so that's what we need to start doing. And I think that's what's probably going to start happening.
Right.
Yes, the people that run it, they still have to have private security.
Sure.
And, but they can go out the stage, the VIP room, and stand at some of the gates, and check backpacks and stuff like that. But you need TPD and Tulsa County people to deal with the community, and that's what we need to work. And not knocking at the security company that was like, they did a good job, because I worked for them a couple of days, and they do a good job with the resources that they had. And and sometimes you can have everybody standing there, and somebody can still start doing what they did. Yeah, right. I mean, you can't just blame security, exactly, because it happens so fast, because my job is reaction.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes security and police get the blame, but we react to what's going on.
Exactly.
Sometimes we got to do some stuff to stop that. We don't have to react. Like one thing, I think we need to change. No more young people walking around with backpacks.
Absolutely.
You're accepted to be checked. If you got a backpack, we're gonna stop and check you. I don't care your rights or whatever. If you come to this event, this is a private event. It's gated off and run by people. This area is a private event. And we say no backpacks, and you get in here inside with a backpack and we can't see inside of it, we're gonna check it. And that's one thing, I think that's one thing we need to eliminate. Backpacks and maybe put a couple more fences up, right? And give only a few places where you can enter. I know people like to bring their ice chests in and stuff like that. You just going to drag it a little far.
Yeah.
Right. Let me ask you this. So where were you like when it happened, and kind of how were you like responding to it? Like, what were you doing? I'm only asking this because everybody responds to different things different ways. Right. Where were you, and then kind of what was your immediate response? Like, is what's happening in the world?
Well, the community was mad at me because I worked day shift that day, day shift at this festival.
Right.
I worked all the way to 5 and went home, and I went to change clothes and came back out there with my wife, and we hung out for a little bit. But when the kids did their first fake run, like it was going,
exactly,
right, we packed up and went back home. So I was sitting on my front porch just listening to the music, because I could still hear, because I stay in the area.
Right.
I could still hear music, hear them on my porch.
Yeah.
And I heard the gunshots too.
Oh wow.
But I was sitting at home. And my wife came outside and she said, they shooting over there. I said, no, they ain't. That's the drillers shooting off fireworks.
Right.
And then I found out later it was really shooting.
Yeah.
So I was at home. I did Friday night, but I didn't do Saturday night.
Right. Absolutely. Damali, I'm just gonna ask you one more time, because this is still such a hot topic. That's why they still had the meeting at New Jerusalem last night. I know where you were, but kind of what was your emotions? You're feeling like, man, what the heck is going on? How did Damali kind of?
Yeah, I mean, so I had a mixed bag of emotions, primarily because we were hosting the event, and so I knew that I had to remain calm, because, we had all of these people, all of these festival goers, and I'm the one that they're looking at, trying to figure out what's happening, what's going on. We got artists on the stage that we want to make sure that they're safe, and then the number one thing that my brain went to is my daughter had a booth right across from Vernon. So, but what happened was, when you say about the fake, when they were running, doing that, doing the TikTok, my daughter got mad because they did that like 3 times. So she said the first time they did it, she ran too, because she was like, what's going on? She took off, left her booth and everything, only to realize that they were playing. Yeah. And so she said that they did it like 2 or 3 more times. And she was like, you know what? I'm getting out of here. I'm sick of this. And so she and my oldest daughter packed up their booth. And they said as they were putting the last box in the car, then that's when the gunshots went off. And a kid got killed got shot right there where her booth was. And so, but so I'm like, look at God, how God was able to give them that vibe that they needed to, pack up and leave, or else it could have been a different story for my family. So, but my first reaction was, where's my daughter? Where is she? Because that sounds like that's right there where she's at, so just all of that, it was just a whole big mixed bag of emotions, and, trying to make sure that we didn't create more chaos for first responders, so that you guys could do what you needed to do, in that situation. And
I say for me, I was kind of like you, Sanders, even though we was on stage, my first thought was that's Driller Stadium, so I look and I said, oh, I don't see no Driller Stadium fireworks
in the air.
And then I was thinking but it was too close, because it was kind of right there. And I'm saying to myself, man, I hope man, they're not sitting here shooting, on this sacred land
Yeah.
at a time when we're supposed to come together. And it's about liberation. This is what I'm thinking. And at the same time, I'm thinking, I hope they just shooting in the air. Yeah. I know they not over here actually shooting somebody. I know it's not going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
Then I hear some more shots. And I say, Lord, I know it's not going to be some people shooting down, the police shooting. We can't do this at Juneteenth, because in my mind, I'm thinking the world eyes are on Tulsa. The world eyes is on Black Wall Street. We got all this good energy going on now. And I'm just hoping that, I'm not saying the ball has been dropped, but I'm just hoping that in what I thought was potentially the worst case scenario, Lieutenant Sanders, is what it was. You know what I mean? So when you found out that it was Juneteenth and that is what was going on, then kind of what was you thinking at that point?
Like I said, I was real upset. And I was kind of upset because Friday night, they was running around like that, and my mind was that we got to figure out a way to stop all these young people from running around out here, because because they're not there for the Juneteenth. They there to run around. They're not looking at the acts. They're not buying anything. They just walking around in groups, running around from here to here, and and we want you to be a part of this, but it's got to be another way, because and that's just how I felt. I just knew it was going to be some young people that did it. And, and we still haven't figured out why they did it. And we already know who the people that did it, they was young. I mean, they was young people. So we just got to figure out a way to clean this up. But I don't think it's going to end our Juneteenth. But you know what? Tulsa wasn't the only Juneteenth that had some stuff happen.
Absolutely.
It was happening all over. And see, that's another thing. We got a holiday, and people want to try to celebrate it. And, in other cities and other countries, other cities and other towns, and we still have the same thing. People want to bring that drama to these festivals, and we don't want to be involved in the drama
like that. And I'll say this, and I know, we are already making efforts. The mayor, the councilors responded, the leaders, the church leaders, the pastors, and all that. And we definitely appreciate y'all, because we go as y'all go, right? Because y'all are the leaders. Y'all make change. Y'all decide, hey, it's going to be a curfew and who and what and when. Y'all do that. So we appreciate those efforts. But for me, Lieutenant Sanders, the aftermath made me feel like you said, it was like two different things going on. Like this is Juneteenth going on, and this is just whatever going on.
Pandemonium.
And not to put it on them, but it's to me, Damali, that might be the part, Lieutenant Sanders, when it's on us if we don't educate them enough to know where they are and what they're doing. Go ahead.
So Trey Parker says there needs to be events for youth at the Juneteenth festival. He said 3v3 basketball, 3-on-3 basketball, gaming trucks, music stage for younger artists might be something that'll help curtail that.
I think in my mind a little bit, it seemed like on like Thursday, it was kind of like a block party, more young people block party.
But see, I worked that too, and they held that too late. I mean, that block party, that block party was congested right there, everybody right there in Arch, and everybody standing on top of each other,
and it's hot.
And we had to break that down early because somebody got it. They thought somebody had got pow, and I just don't want to say the word. And but somebody snuck up behind somebody and knocked them out in front of everybody. And everybody just started running.
That was
again.
It. Oh, God.
Yeah. So I felt when I got called late to that because they was asking for some more people, and somebody called and said, "Man, can you come out and help us out? Come help us out." I said, "Okay, I'll come out there." When I got out there, I said, "Oh man, this is
it's like, whoa, I wasn't ready for this."
Everybody standing on top of each other. I'm like, I don't like this. But we ended up breaking that down. This was supposed to last like 12 o'clock. We ended up breaking that down about 10 o'clock.
2 hours early.
Yeah.
Yes.
But and that's what I thought when you said about, you didn't like how many people were out there. That's what I felt on Friday night. Because on Friday, we were over watching Full Flavor Kings. And, I knew it was almost in for a time for their set to end. So I thought, well, I'll go help my daughter break down her booth. Yeah. And as I walk out on the sidewalk, I'm like, whoa, there's just like way too many kids out here.
Yes.
There's way too many. And it wasn't that I didn't feel safe, but I just thought there's too many. If something happens, then it's just going to be crazy. It's just too many kids out.
Let me ask you this. So, Damali, in seeing that, and that was your reaction, do you feel like you'd have felt better if it would have been, just a little bit more of a family feel? Maybe it's kids, but it's also adults.
Yeah.
Supervision, because we don't want kids to think there's like a separation, because we all want to get together and have fun. But I think when you add a lot of kids with the running for nothing, you know, but you got babies out here. You got elderly
People
out
getting
here.
trampled.
You got a lot going on when you run and you create, even though, but here's the ticket though, Damali, it's all really done out of fun, because every time you look at TikTok, people getting a lot of views. So some of them just trying to get their money.
Right.
It's not even about harming nobody. It's not about a danger. It's not about trampling nobody. It's all about, man, if I can do this right, I'm gonna get 2-3 million views. I'm gonna get some money in my pocket. So I think it's a way to be able to have a conversation about, you know, so we can be on the same page. You think maybe Lieutenant Sanders, and I know we're gonna get to this topic, maybe it might just be a communication thing, just us being able to sit with the kids to get good communication so that we're on one page.
That could help a little bit, but it's gonna have to be some training at the house. I mean, you know, Juneteenth is, like I said before, it's not a nursery. It's not a you drop them off, and I'm gonna come back and get you. Because I had so many parents coming back. Oh, I'm coming back up and get my daughter on Thursday night. So you drop your daughter off that's like 13 or 14 years old. Now you coming back to pick her up after we done shut this down early, and you know we done blocked the streets off, so you can't come this way. I just need to get here and get my daughter. Where your daughter at? Over there standing across the street from a grown up place. You know you shouldn't even be over there.
Right.
You know, hold on.
Right. No, that's
Damali, Lieutenant, getting into to our topic. So I'm thinking, since you kind of coming, I'm looking at what we're gonna talk about today is like safety tips for the 4th of July. And I hear when you're saying that you're kind of getting in there a little bit. So Damali, maybe let's just go ahead and preference our topic for today and what we're gonna be talking about, because we kind of getting in there just a little bit.
So this weekend is 4th of July. As a matter of fact, Friday is the actual holiday. And, you know, we always want to leave you guys with some information, and we always want to talk to Lieutenant Sanders about what to do. We do this every year, but we want to remind you about some of the things that we see in community, or that he sees in community, so that we are all safe. We want everybody to come back home, you know, after the holiday, you know, and get back to work and your normal everyday activities. So before we get started on that, let's just say this. Okay, so the 4th of July, what it is, because some people don't even know. They just know, hey, we get a day off of work. I ain't got to go. I'm, you know, and we popping fireworks.
You know what? I'm so glad that we do this on News You Can Use. It's just like Juneteenth. You know, there's so many people out there asking, what is Juneteenth? And clueless. So we definitely got to just do a good job, adults and kids and everybody in between, on when these holidays come, at least know what the holiday is, know what you out for. So maybe it can keep you from just going way off the beaten path as to what you should be doing and celebrating.
Exactly. So we celebrate American Independence Day on the 4th of July every year. We think of July 4th, 1776 as a day that represents the Declaration of Independence and the birth of the United States of America as an independent nation.
Right.
Okay, so that's what the holiday is all about. That's why we have fireworks. That's why we're doing all the things. Now, here's a stupid fact I just want to tell y'all, because I thought this was really stupid.
You just had to slide it in.
I just got to slide it in. Did you guys know that Americans will enjoy 150 million hot dogs on the 4th of July?
That's a lot of hot dogs. I'm going to eat my share.
Who counted that up? How do you know?
Give me 3 to 4. I'll take it. A big old Frank, you know what I'm talking about, with some mustard on it. Give me some Lay's chips, you know what I'm talking about, the fruit punch.
Exactly.
I'll take a couple down.
On and popping.
And the ticket too, we're just giving the information, because we saying what the 4th of July is. We're not getting, we understand the difference between that and Juneteenth and what goes on. And maybe we wasn't free, that wasn't for us. We understand that because we educate ourselves. But our show is still about finding ways for us to come together to do all those things, to have a good time. So just know that we understand that scope as well before somebody get on the live and say, let me tell you what's really going on with the 4th of July. We understand that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So did you guys know that on the 4th of July, the #1 cause of death is car wrecks?
Wow. Did you know that, Lieutenant?
In the nation.
I was thinking it'd be accidental fireworks stuff, but
me too.
No, they're saying that the #1 cause of death on the 4th of July is car accidents.
And what's the reason for that? Is it?
They're saying that primarily due to the combination of increased travel and alcohol consumption.
Man, that's it right there. It's the alcohol, Lieutenant.
When you go to the lake, you out there drinking and on the boats, and then you fishing and drinking, and wherever you're going to watch the fireworks and drinking, and then you got to drive back home.
Let me ask y'all this, because it's still along safety. Where's the one spot that our kids or grandkids or just our little nieces, nephews are going that you get nervous about them going to celebrate when they say 4th of July. And they be like, oh, this where we going. What places do they go that you be like, man, okay, give me my prayer cloth, give me my oil, give me my stuff. I'm going to call the pastor because they going here. I'll go first since I just kind of threw it out there. Man, when my kids say they going to the lake.
Yeah, me too.
Yes. Yeah. That was going to be anywhere where water.
Is that the only place? No problem. But it just seems like during the 4th of July, regardless, you're gonna hear about some drownings. You know, black, white, green, or yellow, no matter. Then you know that's coming, and it's been so many drownings that have hit close to home. Lately. Yeah. Because here's the ticket. I don't know the percentage. Damali, Lieutenant Sanders, a lot of us just can't swim. We just can't. Can you swim, Lieutenant Sanders?
Yeah, I can swim, but I haven't swum in a long time. So I remember last time I went was the place was called Big Splash.
Yeah,
and I was going on this raft and it came off and I was swimming, but I wasn't going nowhere.
So technically, you was trying to swim. He said, "I'm swimming right here in the same place." Somebody, can you swim?
Yeah. I can swim enough to get myself to the other side.
People make me nervous when they say that, but really, can you swim though?
Like I really can. Like I can swim, but I can't. I ain't going no distance. I ain't going no distance. That did not look Michael Phelps-ish. Yeah, that just I'm not like Michael Phelps.
I'm just saying it looks suspect. She went like this.
No, like, that's my dog pedal.
That's that dance. When you swimming, Yeah, I can swim. I mean, I grew up swimming in lakes and ponds and all kind of stuff. So I can definitely swim. That ain't gross. That's survival.
You from Arkansas?
I'm from Arkansas. Right? I'm swimming with the fish. Hey, little fishy, how you doing, Nemo? And I'm going back the other way. But anyway, I just think it's important, and I'm glad that the Dream Center has a swimming pool. We're gonna talk about another one later. Let's teach our kids in our community how to swim. Go ahead, Lieutenant.
I'm just want to ask Damali, when you grew up in Tulsa,
what
lake you always hear about somebody drowning in?
Keystone.
Keystone Lake.
Yes, when we was growing up, you always hear about somebody
every year. Somebody gonna drown in Keystone.
It's a place that people get drowned in Arkansas. It sounds like a place that you can get drowned. I'm gonna tell you it's called. What? It's not really fun. It's called the Blue Hole.
Oh yeah.
So what happens?
Don't go there.
What happened with lakes? Let me ask you. I'm gonna say something to the young people. Maybe instead of going to a lake, go to a pool party.
Yeah.
Where it don't even have a deep end that you got to hang out on. You know, go to somewhere you can know the levels of the water, because that's what happens a lot of times in lakes or in oceans is you got these drop-offs.
Right.
And if you can't swim and you hit a drop-off and don't nobody see you immediately, you can be in trouble. The thing about that water is unforgiving. It don't take long to get you a baby or anybody.
And I think that's the biggest thing is sometimes we're not watching our kids because we laughing, hee hee ha ha. So you look over there and they doing fine, and you turn your head for a few minutes laughing in the conversation and turn back around and don't see your baby. So you gotta watch these little ones.
And I think this good safety tips for 4th of July weekend, because what we're talking about is safety tips. So I'm just gonna say, man, if you can't swim, if you don't mind for this 4th of July, just stay away from the water.
Yeah.
Or if you have to, put on a life jacket. But I'll tell you this, and I'm only saying this because it's real. Yeah. My son almost drowned. Y'all know Khalil. He was in his having a little pool party, and it's it's at kids' house. But what happens is people that can't swim think kids are just sitting in the water. You know, people that can't swim don't even look like they swimming. They're like, hey, come on in. He jumped on in there. They in 8 foot.
Oh God.
And I'm like, and then luckily they there and say Khalil hadn't came up yet. Then the mama jumped in and got him. I'm like, Khalil, what was you doing? He said, well, I just started walking from the bottom, and I was praying that I could get, so he was at the bottom walking towards the shallow water. My daughter, Gloria, and she probably a secret listener today. Shout out to her. She almost drowned.
Oh, man.
So when so it hits right at home with me, because I could maybe have 2 kids less, because of what we're talking about.
Well, you should have made the rule up then. As long as you stay with me, you can't go swimming.
Right.
So my son went to West Point. So he had to do some aggressive swimming. Like put on this 150 pounds, they dropping you 20 and doing all kind of other stuff. So I know he good. He gonna come get us all.
Okay.
If something happened. Now my daughter, that might be a little suspect. So I
don't do glow.
I'm like, can a great baby swim? We got to learn how to swim. These people have car accidents and they flip into a lake.
Yeah.
And just stuff happen. There's too many of us are dying, Lieutenant Sanders. So maybe we don't have to.
No, we don't. I mean, you can go to the Y and learn how to swim. They have swimming programs, and and some of these parks are teaching kids how to swim now.
Right.
So you just got to find a program that
Lacey Park.
Yeah,
Lacey Park. You can learn how to swim.
Yeah.
The Dream Center. You can learn how to swim.
Yes. Okay. And I don't know if y'all know Chamberlain just built a brand new swimming pool.
Yes.
Right. We're gonna talk about that later. So there's another. Now, Sanders, I'm back to you now. So what you can't do with the lieutenant now, he gonna save you on the streets, but it sounds like in the water he can swim, but he don't move. That's what he just said. He said he hit the water and he was getting it. And when he looked up, he was still sitting in the same exact spot, making no progress.
Yes. Yeah. So let me just give you guys, I have 6 things that they say happen and for the 4th of July that we need to be aware of. So 1, car accidents are the #1 cause of death on the 4th of July. 2, firework injuries, which you said. People want to take them Roman candles and pop them. That's not funny.
Did they have that like at the Thunder game after they had to pull the kid off the pole in the
because he had that. Yeah.
Well, I got some stories about them. About that
Roman candles.
Okay. Number 3 is boating and watercraft accidents.
Yes.
Which goes back to alcohol again. People are drinking and not paying attention to what they're doing. Number 4 is grilling accidents.
What?
Where people set the backyard on fire or set themselves
and
on
they
fire
die?
Well, not necessarily die, but they're just saying accidents happen. Yeah.
I thought they were like, man, I'm gonna eat this meat before I die. Give me one more bite.
No, grilling. So most of them are like burns on your hands, arms, face. Because you putting that lighter fluid and it.
You a griller. You know how to grill.
I love
and
grilling.
I know Sanders can grill. Now, let me ask you this, because I'm not even a griller yet. Don't y'all hate on me on the live. Don't hate on me on the live. Just give me a minute. I'm working that out later. But what is the situation when all of a sudden you put fire to it and it just burn your eyelashes, your eyebrows, your mustache off?
You probably shouldn't be grilling.
What have you done that creates that? Because that's almost happened to me. But what makes that happen?
You almost burned your eyebrows off?
Somebody was doing something. And I was hungry, so I was too close, and they did something, and this all I heard was, and I said my eyebrows got trimmed.
That's the lighter fluid. You got too much lighter fluid.
Lighter fluid. Yeah. So if you put too much lighter fluid and then put that's what causes the chain reaction of no eyelashes.
Unless you get matchlight like I do.
Yeah.
Get matchlight.
What is that?
It's already got the fluid on it, so you just put the
matchlight.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all out there, get some matchlight. So you don't lose your mustache. Like
some of them out there, like, well, you a rookie, then you use a matchlight. So
whatever.
Some of these veterans,
right?
Yeah. But I'm gonna keep my beard and my mustache.
I know that's
with the matchlight. Okay,
Damali, last 2, food poisoning.
Oh
yeah, food poisoning. Leave that potato salad out. It's hot outside. Yeah.
So wait a minute. So how long can potato salad be? Because I love me some potato salad.
Well, you need to keep it on ice.
Yes.
Put it on ice, y'all.
Yeah. So if you put it on ice, then you're good. But if you just have it sitting on the table in a bowl directly in the sun, it's got eggs in it. Mayonnaise. You don't
same way with your meat. If you're cooking outside and you got all your meat, once you put your meat on the grill, you need to put that other meat back on top of that ice.
You can't just sit it.
No, have to sitting on the table and all that stuff.
Yeah, no.
In that hot sun.
Yeah,
right.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Good.
And the last thing is heat-related illnesses.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, being out in the heat. So anyway, that's the top 6.
Well, let's give a couple tips on the top 6.
Yeah,
a couple things.
So Santa said he had something to talk about the Roman candles.
Well, the Roman candles, we do have extra officers out on the 4th. Mm-hmm. We have them for the fireworks show, and we have our extra officers hanging around some of these parks and apartment complexes.
Right.
Because almost every year we have to go deal with people having fights with those
the Roman candles.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I won't break that fight up. I'm gonna have to wait till that fight is over.
We didn't even have people shoot them at our police cars.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Really? So they asking to go to jail.
Yeah.
They're like, come pick me up.
So we do have problems with that. About the last 2-3 years we've been having that problem.
You know what? Number one, I'm scared of Roman candles. To me, at that point, I just got shot with a 12-gauge pump shotgun or something in my mind. The way that thing, boom. I mean, at that point, I just lay out and close my eyes. Because at this point, I'm gone. I've seen the Lord, But them Roman candles. How many do you? Damali look, she adventurous. Now you look like you love Roman candles.
No, I really don't like those.
The Roman candles, they just long. And is it different levels to the Roman candles?
Yeah,
is it like some simple ones and they?
So when we were coming up, the boys in our neighborhood used to play too much and, be like, pointing them at people and shooting them. So I didn't like that. So I don't like those at all. Now my grandkids will do it. And it's funny because they're holding it. And every time one pop, they're like, and I'm like, why are you holding it then? You need to get the sparklers.
If you had one, and then we probably show our age just a little bit. If you're dealing with fireworks, what is your go-to? If you're dealing with one.
Ooh.
If you're dealing with one, what's your go-to?
I don't really like fireworks like that at all.
You don't like?
No, I don't. I mean, I like to watch them.
Oh, but you don't want to light nothing. I don't want to
get out. Like even now, like
you don't want to go over with the cigarette light. Put something in the
I don't. No, I sit there in my lawn chair and my daughter
So
Sabree is she loves
should have had
fireworks.
on. She didn't have to
Yeah,
break
she
down.
loves it. She'll have to break down and tell you all about all the stuff. She buys all the fireworks for the family and all that. I just sit I'm like, here's $200. Go do what you
want. What's your go-to? Like if you gonna do something with some fireworks, what's your?
If I'm gonna do something, I'm just gonna get the regular firecrackers and pop them all at the same time.
What they call the black cat?
Yeah, the black cat.
Santa said, "Give me."
They all twisted together.
Yes,
you can do it. You can just shoot them all at one time.
Yeah.
Bah, 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 and be done with it and go in.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I'll say, and I'm gonna give my age, and don't y'all hate on me on the live. Let me give them a shout out first. Can I do that? Because a lot of people on secret listeners, y'all up like 400-500 more. We appreciate y'all. But mom is on.
Hey, mommy.
Love you, mom. She do so much when I camp. Jeremiah, Mississippi is in the building.
Jeremiah.
Uncle Brian is on.
Hey, Uncle Brian.
Isham, I talked about him a little bit earlier. Welcome to the show. And then a whole lot of secret listeners. Cousin Lori on and some others are on.
Hey, so Cousin Lori, before you say that, Cousin Lori said when you were talking about jumping in the what did you say, the deep hole, the black hole?
The blue hole.
The blue hole. Cousin Lori says there are poisonous snakes and alligators in water with deep spots. So why are you in there?
You know what? The blue hole, I swimmed in there a couple times, and you're right. Them water moccasins are very aggressive.
What I'm saying. So why would you be in there? That doesn't make any sense to me. Franchelle is laughing. She said, not the match light.
Franchelle, hold on now. You way in Africa, done tuned in, and gonna get on us behind the match light. And when all we trying to do is keep our beard, because we got all this moisturizer in it and all that. Women got their new eyelashes on. They don't want them trimmed down.
Show don't.
And none of that.
None of that.
With that.
Franchelle, are you in Kigali? Hit us on the live and let us know where you are. Natasha said no, and no raisins in the potato salad.
Oh, no raisins?
You are so right. No raisins. No
raisins.
That is annoying. Why would you do that?
Like a sin? Y'all said it like a sin.
Yes, it is. So if you
put raisins in your potato salad on the line, go to the Lord in prayer on Sunday. Get hands laid on you, because in here it sounds like that is who does it then? Have you ever did it?
Less melanated people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I eat one raisin then for the culture. Culture. Anyway, now let me say back to my favorite. If I have to have a go-to, I'm doing a bottle rocket.
Oh, okay.
I put that in the bottle, pour the stem, because I want to see how that's gonna go. That's my go-to. And I haven't seen this one in a while. The one that you like, and they spin.
Oh, the little spinning. I don't know. Yeah.
Not the
my kids do.
Just to go pile is not enough. They don't. Yeah,
they do. They do that.
What are they called?
I don't know what they're called.
You get a.
I told you I don't know anything about
fireworks. They call spinners.
The spinners, throw them, and then you don't know where it's going, so you got to run. So don't twist your ankle.
I can tell you what I hate.
What you hate?
I hate those. Those things that you write. They're like a little pyramid, but they're a snake, and they turn into a little snake. I hate those.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I totally hate them.
What's y'all favorite? What's your go-to when it comes down to 4th of July? So
Uncle Brian said he uses M80s for the real experience. I don't know what that means.
I don't even
what
know
are you
what
talking
that
about?
is.
What are we talking about?
More powerful.
Oh, okay.
That's a more powerful.
Franchelle said yes, sir. She said yes, she is in Kigali, Rwanda right now. So hey, I'm jealous because you're in Rwanda and I'm in Tulsa. But
Rwanda is a special place.
Yes,
that's a special place.
Tell my babies I said hey.
Tell them we said hey. Can't wait to see you when you get back, or send us a ticket.
and we on the way.
We can meet you over there because we're supposed to make a trip. We're supposed to see her anyway.
Franchelle,
Franchelle is gone and gonna send me a picture drinking lemonade with a hat on with some shades. And we talked about this months ago about going together.
We're gonna go together.
Yeah, and her feet all the way up. They up with the sandals on. She done got her toenails done. I ain't putting up with this today. I'm feeling some kind of way, Damali.
Yeah.
And you didn't make it. You didn't say nothing.
No, she didn't tell. I mean, I knew that they were going because the kids told me.
Right.
But they didn't know when they were leaving.
The kids was trying to help us. We just got some lemonade at over at the Greenwood Culture Center.
That's all right, Franchelle. We love you anyway.
Ate that cookie and you gone.
All right, y'all. So we want to make sure that we're being safe. So we want to make sure that. So what we said, we want to make sure that we're not drinking and driving.
Yes.
Okay. Right. We're being careful with our fireworks.
Yes.
Right. We are. What was my third one? That we are going to. Let me go back to my list.
That's what you do. She put all her list up. She thought she had.
I thought I was
in there too.
We're going to be careful on the boats and the watercrafts, and we're going to make sure that when we're grilling, we're paying attention. Guys, you should also always have a bucket of water sitting next to you when you're grilling. So
and when doing fireworks too.
Yeah,
have the hose. Be close to a hose or close to have some water close by in case you need it.
Okay. Right. And so it's against the law, right, to do fireworks in the city limits?
Yeah, in the city limits of Tulsa, you're not supposed to shoot off fireworks.
And I think that is so crazy because why are we selling them in the city limits if we can't use them in the city limits?
Well, we sell them on Indian land. That's in the city. That's the reason why you can sell them. But see, with this McGirt thing that we have, we are actually living on Indian land. So I don't know what part is we in the city or not now.
Yeah.
So,
we got to get those.
So we got to figure it out.
Yeah. We got to see how this districts and all this stuff is broken up now.
I think the city is losing out on money because they need to do like Broken Arrow and Wausau do. They know people gonna pop fireworks, so they go down there and pay you $20 permit. That's just money. They're gonna pop them. Yeah. So you might as well go ahead and get that money.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right, and be careful with the food poisoning. Yes. Make sure you're icing your food. The stuff that needs to be iced, make sure you're icing it, and then watch out for this heat, man. Make sure
the heat. And what we'll do is just a recap at the end. If you're on the live, give us your top 3 things to do to make sure you and your family are staying safe. We're gonna hold on to our top 3 because we covered a lot. And at the end of the show, we're gonna come back to make sure we remind y'all and click share on this video if you don't mind, because I feel like we're giving a lot of information. Now we got some huge coming up.
Yes.
We got to get up out of here tomorrow, but we're going to tell you about that next. You're going to have to hold on. This KBOB 89.9 FM News. You can use Charles and Damali coming up next. We got some breaking news.
Yes.
Are you or someone you know in need of support services? Don't worry. Fitting Back In got you covered. We offer life skill workshops, career development, job search, substance abuse counseling, and more. We are located at 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74115. Give us a call at 918-592-3500. Follow us at Fitting Back In Tulsa. Also, visit us on our website for services at www.fittingbackininc.org. Our services are available only in Tulsa County.
The 36th Street North Event Center is proud to kick off another great season of social gatherings with family and friends. And no matter what the size of your next event, the 36th Street North Event Center has you covered. From event decor to live DJs, even catering, and a world-class sound and lighting system, 36th Street North has your event covered. We offer a state-of-the-art event booking and planning process from start to finish. And whether you're hosting 100 or 1,000, 36th Street North Event Center is the premier event center of North Tulsa, located at 1125 East 36th Street North. Share the experience at 36th Street North Event Center and see why we are the #1 choice for upscale events, from weddings to birthdays, corporate functions, holiday parties, and so much more. Visit us today at 36theventcenter.com or call and reserve your spot at 918-200-9046.
Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
KBOB 89.9 FM, World One Development News you can use. Charles and Damali, and we are back.
We are back, and we are super excited that we get the opportunity to do something to be the representatives of Black Wall Street and Greenwood starting on tomorrow. Yeah, so we are actually, Charles, Uncle Bobby, and myself are actually headed to Selma, Alabama.
The KBOB family, y'all.
Yes, we're headed to Selma, Alabama, because we're going to be receiving an award in Selma. It's called the Stones in Selma. Yes, that's great. Stones in Selma Award. And so we're going to be headed there. What this is this award is going to be given to leaders and community changers from 4 states. There's going to be Tulsa, Oklahoma, Selma and Birmingham, Alabama, Rosewood, Florida, and Memphis, Tennessee. The ceremonies is actually going to take place at the Edmund Pettus Bridge and also at one of their convention centers there. And it's just represents the resilience. They're having it in Selma because it's going to represent the resilience of African Americans as a whole. It's where courage and oppression on Bloody Sunday, and where we now return to plant seed of empowerment, ownership, and unity. So that's what it's all about.
Right.
So
man, I'm excited. How excited are you about it?
I'm really excited because we are actually going. First of all, I'd never been to the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Me neither.
And so I've only seen that with Dr. King and, you know, a lot of these great leaders being in it. But some of those leaders are actually going to be present this weekend at this event. So I am excited to be there with, you know, this is history.
Right.
You know, so these are folks that I've read about in books and seen in pictures, you know, and so to be there with some of the folks who actually marched with Dr. Martin Luther King, you know, to try to get voting rights for African Americans, you know, it's something I never thought I would be doing. So,
man, I am so humbled by this because for me, it's because in my mind, I be thinking I was here when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was here because I always go to the parades and all of that. But then I realized I wasn't even born yet. I mean, it was 5 years after. It was like 1968 when he got assassinated. So I was born in 72 at the end. You know, so, you know, a lot of times I be thinking, man, he did such great work and you see it all the time. But to be able to go back to a place where he had to make an incredible stance and now to go back with some of those leaders that was once there to just say thank you because it was him, but then they were there as well. And to be, when you think about Black Wall Street and coming into, because we're representing Black Wall Street, you know, Black excellence. Black excellence. So for them to pick us is a huge thing. Lieutenant Sanders,
I just want y'all to do me one favor.
What's that?
Take a picture on the bridge that they walk across for the voting.
Yes, we got you.
That's what we doing.
We got you.
That's what we doing.
We got you.
And the mayor is going to be a speaker. We're going to be taking pictures. The council people going to be there. So it's a huge deal. And we've been knowing about it for probably about a month and a half. But with so much going on with Legacy Fest and Juneteenth and all that, we didn't want to pull that in yet. But now is the time because we're going to be out of here tomorrow. So.
Yes. So on Friday night, it's going to be titled Creating Our Independence. There's going to be a mix and mingle. And there's going to be some artists and authors there at that particular event. Then on Saturday morning, that's when we're actually going to cross the bridge. We're actually going to be on the Edmund Pettus Bridge and with some of those leaders that we talked about earlier. And then that evening, on Saturday evening, there's actually going to be the preliminary Civil Rights Leaders and Foot Soldiers Stone Award.
Foot Soldiers.
And so that's what we'll be getting. So we're excited about that. So you guys pray for us as we hit the friendly skies and make our way to Selma. Well, Birmingham and then Selma.
How you feel when they call you a foot soldier of Black Wall Street, though?
You know, that's just crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about that, I think that a lot of times, you know, the work needs to be done. And so you're just doing the work, right?
Right.
And you don't think about it until other people say something, you know, about your character, integrity, or how great of a job you're doing or whatever. And you be like, wow, okay, thanks. You know, I mean, you know, but it doesn't like resonate because that's not why we do it. You know,
yeah. So. When we was on the phone with the guy that's, you know, kind of putting it on, he's been doing these things for years. Then you could tell Damali was just sitting there looking, and he was like, "Hello, are y'all still there?" She was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm just." But you know, it's kind of overwhelming because when people call you and they right off they want you to do a video and you got to send your bio and your pictures and they're telling you about all the stuff you do in the community and you just kind of just sitting there because you don't do it for none of that stuff. But when something is at this level, because Lieutenant Sanders, this to me, I think the word foot soldier goes more with the seasoned veterans.
Yeah.
That have always looked out for us. And I think we more the community leader advocate era.
Yeah.
So when you say foot soldier, I was like, man, we gonna be represented as foot soldiers. So it did hit me a little different. I'm still processing it, but I'm excited to go. I don't know. I'm mixed like going to college first day of high school, everything else. I'm ironing stuff. I don't even know what to do. I'm all over the place. Lieutenant Sanders, your frat brother is all over the place right now.
Yes.
You got your tuxedo?
I got my tuxedo, got 2-3 different colors. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just so humble that
I know
we get to be amongst people that was with Martin Luther King Jr. because you know what he just meant to all of us and still mean to all of us.
So, and we want to give a huge shout out to some of our sponsors that helped us with this. TEDC, Oasis Fresh Market, and
McNally's. Some of the
we
people that
appreciate you guys
us
for supporting us.
Really appreciate that because we do so much stuff. People have no idea sometimes with this radio and doing EduRec and events and doing all these different things. It's expense that come along with all of this stuff. So we appreciate them very, very much. So we will be out of here. Y'all pray for us, and we're going to try to go and return back and going to try to represent our community.
Can I say one more thing about Greenwood before we go? Yes. Don't think Greenwood is slowing down, but ever since that happened about the last 2 weeks, a group, and they've been having car shows down there.
Oh yeah,
Right.
They, showing off their cars, and they had a little DJ down there. They've been still having food trucks down there for the last 2 Sundays. I don't know how long they're gonna continue it on, but it's Greenwood is still doing what they need to do.
Yeah, and all the down there, like if it's Sweet Lisa's and Tearsdale's, they still doing things with men in different groups. So no, isolated incident don't stop the party. There's isolated incidents all over the city. So just know on Greenwood, that's why I said the vibes are still good and great things are still happening. And the situations that was isolated happen are getting addressed. Right. And that's the kind of city you would like to love to live in.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think we should take a quick break and then come back and then we'll be on the wrap up.
Coming up next, we're going to get into our Hump Day Hot Topic. So we're going to take a real quick break and we're going to come back and again, pray for us as we make that little quick travel over and back. This is KBOB 89.9 FM. News you can use. Charles and Damali coming up next. Our Hump Day Hot Topic.
Oh, yes, it's bingo night. Bingo. And the money right. Bingo. It's bingo night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Every first and third Tuesday, starting February 4th, it's bingo night at 36th Street North Event Center. Bingo night. Bingo nights at 36th Street North Event Center. Every first and third Tuesday, with lots of cash and prizes to be given away. Doors will open at 6 p.m. and sessions start at 7 and 8 p.m. Game packs starting at only $25. And you could win big. 36th Street North Event Center, 1125 East 36th Street North. Bingo nights. So grab your auntie and uncles and enjoy bingo nights at the 36th Street North Event Center. Concessions and refreshments will be available. And bingo nights at 36th Street North can be enjoyed in a smoke-free environment. Bingo night every first and third Tuesday starting February 4th at 36th Street North Event Center. For more information, call 918-200-9046. Bingo Nights is presented by the 36th Street North Event Center and NYCU.FM. Cash and prizes are based on minimum attendance required.
Next level with professionalism and energy. Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
Are you or someone you know just as involved? Are you or someone you know in need of support services? Don't worry, Fitting Back In got you covered. We offer life skill workshops, career development, job search, substance abuse counseling, and more. We are located at 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74115. Give us a call at 918-592-3500. Follow us at Fitting Back In Tulsa. Also, visit us on our website for services at www.fittingbackininc.org. Our services are available only in Tulsa County.
Ladies and gentlemen, the all new KBOB 89.9 FM, Black on Black Community Radio. And now it's time for the Hump Day Hot Topics with Charles and Damali.
Hey, guess what day it is? Hump Day! Hump Day! It's Hump Day!
Hey, Mike.
It's the Hump Day Hot Topics on news you can use.
Mike, here we are.
And we are back. Look, Franchelle said, we love y'all. It's been 75 degrees, sunshine, and lights.
Really, sis?
See there? See,
really, sis? It be your own people.
Yeah, we can't do it. We can't even get to it because we have to get on the plane, fly 12 hours, get on another plane, and fly 8 just to get to it. But anyway, we love you. Have fun, man. Franchelle is everything. She's so awesome.
You see, Uncle Brian said, you guys are truly foot soldiers because you volunteer and do the work. Thank you, Uncle Brian. We appreciate that.
The love, yes. Uncle Brian, that's for sure.
All right, so here's the latest.
Not P. Diddy.
P. Diddy.
Take that.
Yeah, he took it. He took it all right. So Sean Combs was acquitted on Wednesday of sex trafficking and racketeering charges, but convicted of transportation to engage in prostitution after an 8-week federal trial that described his prolific drug use and violence against 2 former girlfriends.
Let me ask you this, Damali. I'm just going to ask you, because the beauty of news you can use is we are live. You know what I mean? So none of this is premeditated or any of that stuff.
Right.
But based on what you saw initially with the airplane being grounded to the feds and all that is lotion and what else everywhere?
Baby oil
all over. All that was going on to come down to this. You in the legal field for 25 years. So when you see this, what's your take on it?
Well, I think that a lot of it, and I just feel like, period, what happens within the media is they immediately, when something happens, then they start trying to discredit the person. So it's almost like, I feel like mainstream media, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. I think they put guilty first, and you got to prove yourself innocent. You know what I'm saying? And so they start all this, and I think the theatrics, of busting in the home and doing all that, to me, I just think that's all too much that we don't need to know about and see. If that's what you're going to do, that's fine, because law enforcement does have a job to do, and they are trying to prove a case, and if there is an offense against society or against people, that is their job to do that. I just don't think we need to see it all. You know what I'm saying? Because then we as individuals start making up our mind. Maybe he had a legitimate reason for having all that baby oil. I don't know. It ain't none of my business. And people probably do some stuff a lot weirder than that. And they're like, in their personal homes and stuff. But because we put it all out there, and because you said all this, now I'm associated, he had all that baby oil, then it's for this. Well, maybe it's for that.
Right.
You don't know.
But the perception of it.
That
much baby oil mean babies might be around in my mind. I mean, so many things. But I wanted your take. The beauty of this take for us is your degree is criminal justice. You 25 years legal, so your lens is pretty strong. Lieutenant
Uncle Brian said he paid his way out of doing hard time.
Lieutenant Sanders,
don't do him, Uncle.
You 30 years in, you investigate, you do all kind of things. So from what you thought with all of this to what it ended up being, what's your take on it?
Well, the same way, what's the law against having baby? Is it a written law about baby oil?
Right.
No, but like she said, they put all the stuff out there to build a case up.
Right.
And but when it gets down to the nitty-gritties of the case, when you get in that courtroom, the only thing they want to deal with is facts. If you got a fair and true judicial system working at that time.
Right.
And if you're just dealing with facts, all the other fluff don't mean nothing. Even and that didn't look good what he did to the young lady in the hallway at the hotel.
Right. Yeah, it did.
But that was domestic violence. That didn't have nothing to do with what the case was. That should have been filed.
The racketeering and all that.
That's domestic violence. That should have been a domestic violence situation. That could have been handled then. But it did make him look bad, and so that's how I look at it. It was a lot of fluff for nothing they was getting to.
Yeah, and I think for me, I think that I don't know. I think I have to look at it as a black man and how a lot of things that we do are embellished in the news, and how we portrayed. Just taking it a little bit further, and then a lot of times maybe our counterpart, it may be dummied down to where really it's not that bad, and
like
he just having an issue.
What was his name?
Yeah.
Right. Because there's so many people who actually done way more, and if you think about it, that's why I never just jumped on and said nothing crazy about it, because my degree is also criminal justice, so I'm like, man, let me wait it all come out in the wash to see what you really got. Because when they was throwing so much against the wall like that, to me, I was like, man, they just trying to find some stuff that'll stick. And they made you get so to me, they made them guilty and really shamed his name.
Yeah.
And really made him look nasty, grimy in the public eye.
Right.
Because you got to remember, this guy still is a superstar. He's a celebrity. He's Sean John. He's all of that. But when you throw all that at as a brother, man, your mind can play tricks on you, because, I'm with you, Sanders. That was a domestic violence situation, but don't loop that with this, because it's still separate.
Right.
It's not right, but that was something happened long ago, which didn't have nothing to do with this. It's kind of like somebody do something, you bring up their past to build a case of something that really don't have nothing to, you know how some we go do something. Well, you may be innocent of this, but we gonna say, well, he was a juvenile offender when he was 13, and he did, but he 50 now.
Yeah. So
don't tell me about what he at 20 and then this when it don't have nothing to do with it. So our system is designed, and it's there for a reason, is to protect us. And if it would have ended up stuff with kids, because now like all that stuff went away. In my mind, he was bringing over 18-wheelers full of kids and had baby oil waiting on them, and they do all this stuff, and it wasn't that. So at this point, to be honest, I'm tell you my honest opinion. I feel like they probably owe him money. If you're gonna say this and do this to this man, I think we have to be fair.
Yeah.
You know, as a culture, to say to do this man like this to end up nothing, y'all probably owe him something. Is not so much. Well, at least he got off. That's not enough.
No.
Right, because his name is slandered, and and
it makes me think about this too, and I ain't gonna harp on it long. It makes me think about Bill Cosby.
Yep.
It makes me think about R. Kelly, and I not saying but I'm just saying when you look at what's said versus when it boils down to it, is it just trying to get these people money? I mean, what is it?
So I think it's a culture. I think that there's a deviant culture for certain folks who get in that limelight, and they're making that kind of money. There is a culture that they all live by. The industry, there's an industry culture.
Right.
That they all live by. And I think that when you get too powerful or too popular, more than what the powers that be think you should be or you should be at, then they have to do something to kick you back down some notches. And that is typically what we have seen happen with Bill Cosby and R. Kelly. That stuff is going on in the industry all around.
Yeah, that's all.
With industry execs and all of that, it is happening. But it's just, certain people, can pay people off and they'll go away versus, it not being so for others.
What you think about Lieutenant Sanders? He didn't even have to even present any witnesses.
No,
that's
the thing, a lot of people that said some stuff about him. I think he may have done some of that stuff, but a lot of them didn't leave. And you say, okay, how long? Which I was with him for 10 years. I was with him for 15 years.
Yeah.
I stayed around. Yeah. Okay, he was doing all this stuff, but you never did leave. You say, well, I was scared. But come on, you can't be that scared. I'm understand. Right. But and also, even though I believe some, I don't know what to believe. But if I did go to a party and I was famous, I would leave at a certain time, like some of my famous people say this. Right. About this time when stuff start changing, I get my coat and leave.
Yeah.
And you don't want to stay in that late, and you already know what's going to go down. Is you really breaking the law?
You bring it, because it's not a crime to be a freak. If you want to, if you look,
say that.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not a crime to be a freak.
Not.
I mean, you got a lot of people. Trick Daddy in them a lot more freakier than P. Diddy. You got a lot of freaky people out here. Yeah. Black, white, green, and yellow.
Yeah,
and there's many of them that's been in big mansions, throwing parties with women. Young women, they old.
And women and men.
Women and men. We don't grew up watching them. None of them never went to jail, never got no charges, never got none of this.
I've been to events here in Tulsa. Not that bad, but I
was like, what?
The crowd was like mellow.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you start seeing the crowd change, maybe more younger people coming in there. You say, oh, it's time
to go. Time to go.
My time is up. It's time to go home.
My time is up. I'm out of here.
I guess I said at the end of the day, the moral of the story is don't pass judgment so fast until you get all the facts.
Exactly.
And that's what I think we just have to be mindful of, because man, based on what they were showing us, we all felt like this is never.
It's funny. It's crazy that people are quick to love you and quick to kill you.
Golly, just like that.
Just like that. It's like, he was the best thing since apple pie. He's, the youngest mogul. He's this, he's that music mogul and la la la. And then now he's the dirt up under my feet. And it's like, what? How do you just switch, like
so that? My last thing is, because we're human, Lieutenant Sanders, Damali, we're human.
Yeah.
So it's kind of now with them doing all of that, and now he's probably going to be out. So now how do you adjust back to society, you think? When because some people gonna say this, because he's a billionaire, he paid everybody off. No, they was coming to get him. That wasn't no paying nothing. He never been. Billionaires normally don't even go in. I almost said something else. Thank you, Lord, I didn't say it. But anyway, you commit crime and don't even go to jail at all,
right?
For really being a criminal and a felon. Right. But anyway, what's your take on just trying to get back to regular life?
One thing he know what he did and what he didn't do, and there was some of the stuff that he did he need to change, change that environment and the kind of people that he's dealing with. Some stuff he don't need to do no more. Because you got money, because he's still gonna have some money.
Oh yeah,
and he's still gonna make records. He know how to make records. And when you just gonna have to make, he's just gonna have to make better decisions. Just because you got money don't mean you can be touched.
Right.
They let you know you can be touched. So,
that part.
So you just need to make better decisions.
And then my only advice, just for me, Diddy, just one thing. This is just don't go get no baby oil right now for a little bit. If you ain't got no babies and you ain't got no kids,
even if you do,
just send somebody else. If nothing else, let's just
don't get that much.
Listen, because it's all really spearhead. Main thing is the baby oil.
Yes,
because we didn't understand, because you make black people nervous with 1,000 bottles of anything. But anyways, it's too much of anything, Diddy. Is overindulgence is not good for none of us in any capacity in any area.
Right.
But what do you think about him just trying to get back to life, though?
I think he can still get back, to life, because he can just take a back seat. Instead of him out doing videos and stuff, he's good. I mean, that's what he was known for, is, producing music and all of that, finding artists. So he can still do those things that, and just become a backseat driver in what he's been doing already. So, and just not be out there in the forefront. And then I'm telling you, like, some of this stuff, for some reason, it's a great comeback for some of these folks. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, he can end up coming out with a killer banger that everybody's like, oh yeah, he might have done that, but he jamming on this, so he gonna be all right.
My other advice is don't do like OJ and write a book that said it if I did it.
No, don't do that.
Remember
now,
when he
don't
wrote,
do that.
I said, I said, see, now when you do that right there, I don't need no to say about it. He said, well, if I did it, really, that's what we gonna do. But anyway, hey, look, we don't know all the details, like Sandra. There's things probably was done that we don't know, but just prayers for the situation. This is what it is, and hey, we just want to kind of touch on it because it is the hottest topic, if not one of them, in the whole United States of America right now.
Absolutely. Hey, so I don't know if you guys heard about this, but American Idol winner Jamal Roberts turns down the key to a Mississippi town after threats.
Wow.
So he was actually in the town of Magnolia. It's called Magnolia State Town.
Right.
And the mayor had given him the key to the city. He had been there with his kids.
Wow.
He was very thankful and grateful for the city to be honoring him. And people were sending him death threats because they were like, he don't even live here. We'll bring a gun so he's supposed to be doing a concert on August the 2nd. And they're like, we'll bring a gun to the concert because we don't understand how you getting the key to the city. Hello. If the mayor wants to give a key to the city, then the mayor can give a key to the city.
Lieutenant Sanders, why are people still so hateful in 2025?
You talking about Mississippi.
He said that's the first thing.
They leave it right there.
There's a lot of people on here from Mississippi. Michael Brewer, welcome to the show. Uncle Ryan. Yes, a lot of people, but Mississippi is still Mississippi.
Yes.
Right now, that's the deep South, and you'll be amazed at some of the things that you will still see. If you go to the deep South. It will not be Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No.
If you go down to the deep South. It can change on you real quick.
Yeah. There's
So,
some places in Oklahoma
that's unfortunate.
You're right.
And it don't even matter now if you can win American Idol. And you still too can be threatened. And you know what era that falls into. And it's just sad.
It's very sad.
But it's the reality. So
you gotta understand the times that we're living in now, that it is more, people feel more safer to act like that now.
More entitled.
Yeah, more entitled.
Yes.
That's
absolutely. It goes from the leader.
All right. But shout out to him for being the American Idol winner.
Yeah, so he told him, he said, never mind, y'all just keep that key.
So give me a key to a Lambo or something. Let me drive that back to my crib where I can be safe.
I love us. Be like, hey man, just keep it. We ain't tripping.
Hold on to that. We ain't tripping. If we ain't about love.
I got enough keys.
Yeah, this is a church kid that just made it. He ain't spread nothing but love. He don't want none of that violence.
Yeah, none of that violence. All right, y'all ready for the Black History Trivia question?
I think
y'all got y'all answers.
I am, if I got the answer right. Read it one more time.
Okay, so I'll read it again. What African American NBA player has the richest annual salary in the league? Is it A, LeBron James, B, Steph Curry, C, Jason Tatum, or D, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
And the way you read that made me feel like it was LeBron James. But anyway, my answer has already been in.
No, you said C. Who did you say?
Tatum.
C, Jason Tatum. Sandra said D. Uncle Brian said D. Where's the rest of y'all answers at? Y'all acting like y'all don't want to answer my trivia question. They don't know, so ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
So
y'all is haters. I work hard on this question.
I at least took a shot. I took a swing.
Right. I work hard on this question. Well, since y'all ain't gonna answer, I'm just gonna go ahead and give y'all the answer anyway. If you said D, you would be correct. SGA, of course, Oklahoma City Thunder fame. His contract has an average annual value. Are y'all ready for this? $70 $1.25 million.
Man,
he's making $285 million over the next 4 years. So if you divide that by 4, 71. Man. So let's see. LeBron James is $52.63 million. Steph Curry is $59.61 million. Jason Tatum is $54.13 million. And Shea now tops that at $71.25 million.
No wonder they won the championship.
Okay.
He got paid. You know
his
what?
Aid.
Look, if you the NBA champ, you the finals MVP, I think he averaged like 30 all year. Pay that man his money.
Give him his
he
money.
Worked his money. Oklahoma. Tulsa, Oklahoma, the highest paid. Not Tulsa. We're going to say Oklahoma. You know how we do it.
Yeah.
In Oklahoma. Then he the highest paid in the whole NBA. Shout out to him, man. He got Let me hold something. Okay. Shay, you got his number, Damali, because you got hookups.
Yeah, that's my homeboy.
That's your homeboy. Yeah. Tell him to call me. We got something to talk about.
Yes. All right, here we go. Upcoming events, and we don't have that many this week. Okay, so Soul of Sunday, don't forget, it happens every single Sunday with Corey D. It's from 1 o'clock p.m. until 3 o'clock p.m. on nycu.fm or on Facebook at nycu.fm or Corey D. Taylor. There's going to be a neighborhood festival, which has been rescheduled. You guys know we were supposed to have done this a couple weeks ago, but the rain got us. So it's been rescheduled for August the 2nd. It's the back to school. So it was the summer festival. They scratched that out on the flyer. Y'all see that? Those of you that's on live, they scratched it out. And now it's being called the Back to School Neighborhood Fest.
Okay.
There's going to be live entertainment, line dancing, games for kids and adults. There's going to be a community resource tent. You get one free meal. Guess who's providing the meal?
Who?
Sugar Bears.
Sugar Bears in the house again?
Sugar Bears.
Ooh, them burgers. Oh,
listen,
I can't wait.
Listen, it's going to be amazing. All right. Of course, Charles and I are the host for the event. They're telling you guys to make sure that you bring a lawn chair and/or an umbrella to kind of protect yourself from the sun. And it's going to be a great time at Hawthorne Park, located at 933 East 33rd Street North. That event is going to be from 11 o'clock a.m. until 6 o'clock p.m. So it's going to be a blast.
Let me slide something in real quick.
Go ahead.
The Splash into Summer Chamberlain Park Pool Grand Opening is going to be happening tomorrow, July 3rd. Location is going to be at Chamberlain Park, 4940 North Frankfort Avenue. The time is going to be 10:30 to 1:30. The main ceremony is going to be from 11 to 3. So if you want the main ceremony, you need to be there at 11. Immediately following that, kids going to be able to swim for free. Man, they're going to be acknowledged. A lot of the local officials are going to be there. So Mayor Monroe Nichols is going to be there. You got some counselors that's going to be out there. Anna America is going to be there. J.A. Malone, the official. Love her. She's going to be there as well. And many. So anyway, pull up. You're going to be able to swim for free.
Sanders, you can go get in the pool.
Sanders, you go get in the pool and swim in the same spot.
I'll be there.
And swim
right there where he start. No, they said how to start. Where he started is where he gonna finish, because he ain't got time for that. But congratulations to them. That's huge. So their ribbon cutting ceremony is going down.
Amazing. I hate we gonna miss
that too. Somebody go live for us like we go live for y'all.
Exactly. Come on, community. Y'all need to help us out.
Somebody go live.
Yes. Okay. All right. So August the 9th, there's going to be Jazz on the Green with Michael Fields Jr. It's going to be at 6 o'clock p.m. at Guthrie Green. It's going to be featuring Andrea Lisa, Nathan Mitchell, Hank Bila, and our very own T. Rush. And then on August the 16th, the Spreading Hope Back to School Bash. That is all of us. You guys know that we've been doing this for like 10 years, 9 years.
Oh yeah.
Now with this group, we've been doing back to school events for probably the last 13 years. But with this group, and this is with supporters of families with sickle cell disease, KBOB 89.9 FM, as well as EduRec Youth and Family Fund Center and the World One Development Family. This is going to happen on August the 16th from 11 o'clock a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m. at B.S. Roberts Park on Greenwood, right across from Langston University. There's going to be free food. We're going to be giving away backpacks with school supplies. There's going to be vendors there with community resources. So there's going to be a kid zone. Look, we're going to have a blast, y'all.
Hey, let's back up 1 week. I just want to make sure we don't miss this. At Tulsa's Park, it's going to be a back to school bash at Lacey. It's going to be a Lacey Park block party.
Yes.
It's going to be August 9th from 11 to 2. Yours truly, we will be your host.
We are hosting.
It's going to be food. It's going to be fun. It's going to be family. It's going to be ice cream. It's going to be the splash pads. It's going to be in the gym. It's going to be all kind of stuff going on. We can't wait to see you there. So, Mark, so we're going back to back. So you got something on the 2nd. Then you have something on the 9th. and then you have something on the 16th. So we going back to back to back. So no kid in our community should not have what they need
for school
as they get back to school.
Yeah.
Shout out to the North Tulsa community. Great
the
job,
Sigmas
y'all.
are
that's us.
Yeah.
That is us.
So Divine 9, shout out to you guys. Are we doing the kickball game this year?
We're gonna see if people have recovered and healed from last year. Because
that kickball game was
we'll let you know. We'll let you know next week.
Fun.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was
good.
Fun. It was Tulsa Parks against Met Church.
Yeah,
I believe. That was fun.
Pastor Wade Owens is not a game. Y'all don't think y'all?
He can preach and he can kick. He kicked that to his church into the pulpit, trying to win the game. But I know Tulsa Parks won, so hey, y'all need to come back and get y'all revenge on that.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about birthdays.
Okay.
I forgot a birthday that actually took place. So on June 30th, Matthew A. Smith, aka DJ AOA.
Yeah,
it was his birthday.
Happy birthday.
We need to add that to the list.
He's gonna be DJing on the second?
I don't know.
We're gonna get that.
We're gonna figure that out. All right, and then July 2nd, which is today, Kool-Aid has got a birthday.
Happy birthday,
and
Kool-Aid.
Our frat brother Jeremiah Blackwell
and
has
he
a
on the
birthday.
line.
What's
Happy
up?
birthday down there in the Gulf. I got you.
All right, tomorrow, July the 3rd, Darren Williams, our friend from Uganda, that went with us to Uganda, I should say, is his birthday, as well as Francetta Mays over at the historic Vernon AME Church, and our other frat, Kevin Anderson, aka KJ,
from the Twin City, baby.
Yes,
happy birthday!
It's his birthday, and then on July 4th. Corey Taylor II is going to be celebrating a birthday.
Happy birthday to Corey, man. One of our favorite people, the one that is over Mayfest. So all these are kind of like cancer. Is that's I think that's what it is. Cancer. So shout out to the cancer season.
Yes, my daughter, she'll be celebrating her birthday on the 16th. So we'll get her next week.
We'll get her next week. All right.
Gonna be her birthday.
Sounds good.
Okay, so don't forget, you can hit us up on any of our social media platforms. That's World One Development, the 36th Street North Event Center, Edgerac Youth and Family Fun Center, Fitting Back In Prison Reentry, and NYCU.FM.
For the sake of time, instead of giving 3 of your number 1 safety tips, we're just gonna do 1 safety tip for these people on the live and that's listening in all over the world for the 4th of July weekend. Give us 1 big tip. If you don't do nothing else, do this for us.
Okay.
Ladies first.
If you don't do anything else, make sure that you are paying attention to your children.
I like that.
Watching them and making sure that if they're out there doing fireworks, don't be in the house. Make sure that you out there supervising and chaperoning to make sure that they are safe, because we want them to be safe.
Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders.
Be careful out there in that hot sun, and since you were, you're gonna be on these kind of holidays, you have family members and friends that you don't see that much, and so let's try to everybody get along.
Right, and I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to, like Damali said, the number 1 cause of death is when you're traveling by car accident. So I'm gonna say get your consumption of your alcohol down. Pay attention to where you're going. And did the police say drive to arrive alive? Who say that? Somebody say drive to arrive alive. So I'm gonna say,
hey, Jessica Sanders says, hey, it's cancer season.
Look at that. See that? They coming outside.
Her birthday,
June 26th.
We said her birthday last week.
Okay, and before we go, Natasha Mitchell, thank you for always tuning in to our show. She said more safety tips. Wash hands during food preparation. Supervision is more important at homes containing pools.
Yes.
Takes only minutes to drown. That's true. Use life jackets on boats. Check driveway before moving vehicles.
Man, that's good too.
Yep. And so that's good. So we got to get ready to get up out of here, y'all. Damali, good job.
Drink water.
Yes.
And drink plenty of water.
Yes.
And don't be cussing. No, I'm just... Hey, let me say. All right, y'all. To reach us here on our show for advertisement, hosting, marketing, promos, community engagement, or to appear live on our show, please go to nycu.fm and complete that form. Someone on our staff will reach out to you. Please subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest happenings and all of the breaking news. So stroll down and subscribe. We got to get ready to go. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Charles Harper.
And I'm Damali Wilson.
And we are live every Wednesday from 1 p.m. until about 2:30.
Right.
Y'all be blessed. Happy 4th of July. Love
all
y'all.
right. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to the host and their guests, and not necessarily to this station, organization, committee, or other group or individual associated with KBOB 89.9 FM or NYCU.FM.
Stan Reese, I see you, frat, down there in Little Rock. Margaret Jackson, thank y'all all for tuning in. We got to go. Raymond Teal, y'all make sure y'all tune in a little earlier next week. Love y'all. Be blessed. Have a good holiday season.